But with that being said, let's get into topic 1.
Yay.
The mess.
The mess. Yes.
The
Give me the
mess.
sounds. So it's not really mess, but one topic I want to talk about was stan culture. Because you, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you built your TikTok off of stan culture.
Okay.
Did a little bit of scrolling, and I think I could see who
Yeah.
it is.
Okay, perfect.
And you are a Onika Mirage, Nicki Minaj.
Queen of rap will never be topped. No one's ever done it. No one ever is going to.
Yeah, talk your shit.
So someone who's
You're
built.
a Barb.
Exactly.
He's
Big
a
Barb.
Barb like they've
Big Barb.
never come before.
My AirPods. Barb.
Everything
That's all
is
I
Barb.
listen to.
So, for someone who has built such a crazy following of stan culture, how do you feel about? Because with me, and we'll get into this a little bit more, I don't think I'm a stan of anyone. Where it comes to a point where it's like they're all I listen to. Like when they drop a song, like I'm listening. Koddy,
Me neither. I really hope you guys
fuck
don't think
What do you
all I
mean?
listen to is Nicki. I'll pull up my on repeat right now, okay?
But like, if Nicki Minaj drops this, and I've stayed in Koddy's homes for days at a time. If Nicki Minaj drops a song, that's all you're hearing Koddy play for maybe 48 hours.
Yeah.
Repeat. I'm not like that. Like, my favorite artist is Kanye West. So maybe you can say like, I don't stan Kanye. Like I'll always I don't know. I'll always defend Kanye West, even though he's not all there sometimes and he says crazy
Yeah,
things.
no, same.
I will never not.
He's a hard, you gotta be
I
strong.
will never not love Kanye West.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't consider myself a Kanye West stan per se, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You are a Nicki Minaj stan, right?
Correct.
So how do you feel about look at
Like the culture. Okay. Like
the culture of
yeah.
stan culture? Like
I
being
feel-
a die-hard fan.
This is my thing with stan culture. So like on TikTok, I feel like that's where I've done a lot of shit on TikTok. So actually the first thing that really blew me up on TikTok is a lot of activism stuff.
Okay.
I got the fuck out of there quickly because all these white people in my comments, I actually just couldn't take being called a monkey anymore. Like it was
happening to you? You
a
never told me
shit
Is that on
ton.
TikTok? I
Dog.
thought it was less racist on there.
I have one comment section with 30,000 comments. 15K of them are like great. 15K of them are just like boom. It's rough. You know what I mean? And TikTok's just not the place. It's just, you know what I mean? So I gained a lot of there. I realized I didn't really want to do the activism shit. So then I started talking about fashion, right? And I was like, the best way to tie in fashion is tie in with like the people I like. So I was like, I like Nicki Minaj, right? So I just kind of like tied it in there.
Yeah.
I brought up all my other girls. I brought up Rihanna, Beyonce. My other girls were there, but I feel like I kind of like, you just have that relation, you know what I mean? So like I just personally like for the TikTok thing, it's just like I like talking about Nicki. It's what I like do in my real life too. So like, you know what I mean? What am I gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like when it comes to like stan culture, I don't consider myself a stan simply because I'm a Barb. We know this. It's different.
Okay, so
You know?
I just Googled
Look
the
at the-
definition.
yeah, because I don't even know, you know.
I know what it is, but like the written definition of stan
Yes.
is a crazed and or obsessed fan. The term comes from the song Stan by Eminem. I didn't know that.
Okay, well
Really?
then I'm
You didn't
definitely
know
not a
that?
stan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, are you familiar with that song?
I think
Stan?
I've heard it, but not like recently.
Oh, yeah,
The
that's-
term stan is used to describe a fan. Oh yes. Okay, no. Now that I read it more, I understand. Now.
Okay.
The term stan is used to describe a fan who goes to great lengths to obsess over. Okay, that makes sense. To obsess over a celebrity.
Yeah. Do you see what I mean? I feel like it's a little
Okay.
bit more just like it's almost like you take like you have no personality, you have nothing about you, everything's about that artist. Do you see what I'm saying? And like
Right.
I feel like a lot of younger kids now, like when they don't know what careers they want to do because they see how shitty of a world we live in, they kind of attach themselves to like these figures that they like see qualities of themselves in that they'd love to just they don't feel comfortable. That's why when you see a lot of stands, it's like young LGBT people or it's a lot of just like young black girls or marginalized people who like aren't getting like they don't think they could do it, so they kind of like attach themselves to that person. And don't get me wrong, that's not everybody, but like I feel like that's where a lot of it lies.
Do you think that's like one of the I haven't thought of it that way. Do you think that's one of the more important parts of stan culture, that it's almost like a voice and outlet for like a marginalized part of society, people that are, you know, like you're saying, black women, the LGBTQ community? Like I have never viewed it like that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just, well, that's just like, I don't necessarily think I can like distinctively say yes or no, but just simply like, I'm not even part of Stan Twitter. Like, I laugh at that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I have a few of my like, exactly, fan cams watching them. Like, Twitter is not like, I can't stand how Twitter is right now. Black Twitter is boring as fuck. Like, people aren't like really getting into conversations, but Stan Twitter does. So I like watching it. But when I watch it and I like see the people who are talking, it's never a straight man that's on Stan Twitter.
You know what I mean? Know of. Maybe.
It's never a straight man on Stan Twitter. And there's people who are out here standing Drake. Like, there's people who are out here standing people who are like, you know, typically like straight artists. Like, I mean, I don't want to like be like typical, but like it is what it is. Yeah. So like, that's just like a thing that I've taken away from it is I feel like it's a lot of times like people who just like do not like know anything.
They don't really know how to fit in.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I feel like. Because I feel like if I was a kid, like growing up in fucking like Calgary, Alberta, black.
Which is where you're from.
Yeah. Black and gay bitch. I would be standing some of these new bitches. Because like what now? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've lived like I've definitely like gotten out there. Like I live my own life. I make my own money. I do my own shit. But like if I was growing up in this era, like I understand it. It's different.
Yeah, I understand how it could be harder for young people, definitely in marginalized communities who may find it difficult to find themselves. Cause I've definitely been in that position myself. But I've never resorted to stick. But I could see how that would have people resort to stick. Cause it's hard to fit in certain places. I went to a majority white school as a black person, you know what I mean? So there were certain times like, like I don't really know who to be friends with or, you know, what to say or what to do, blah, blah, blah. You know, so I was acting in different ways. So yeah, I can understand how it could be easy to find that one celebrity that kind of just like fits with either what you want to be or who you are, but you can't express that.
Yeah.
And it's easy to stand.
Yeah. And continue. Sorry.
No. I have something else after.
So Lil Nas X just dropped a song. I don't really listen to his music, but like he's just like it's pop.
I never really liked him, even from Old Town Road. I was like,
it's never been a serve in my mind. However, I just think like the visibility. If I was a kid seeing a dark skinned black gay pop star out here getting his neck lift on you know what I mean? It's so good. But he just dropped a song, and in the song because he used to be a big Barb account on Twitter.
That's
like,
how we started.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
And he mentioned in the song he was like standing Nicki from Day to Night, and he also kind of tied it into like because he couldn't find himself. So that's where I was like, okay, I feel like this is something that I personally don't relate with, but I feel like this is the distinction that like I've been trying to make. So like, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a Barb.
Big Barb, Nas Mirage X. Don't play. I remember seeing them.
Yeah, like the thing. Okay, so what with me? I love Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
I've always loved Nicki Minaj. Was there a stop?
We're not gonna
Hold on. We can get into it.
Okay.
I've always loved Nicki Minaj. Was there a point where I wasn't completely impressed with what Nicki Minaj was doing? 110%.
Yeah.
Was there a point where I thought that there were certain industry artist plants who were rocking at the time? 100%. Now, the reason why I don't call myself a Barb is because I've seen the actions of other Barbs and I just cannot relate. You know what I mean?
What are the actions of other Barbs?
Well, this is what I kind of wanted to shift towards because like I work in like news, right? I do all these news videos. You saw the one I was doing about Coil Ray just before. And I have to talk about Nicki sometimes. I have to talk about Beyonce sometimes. And sometimes the story or whatever the narrative that's going on is something that and you got to be very careful.
Yeah.
And I've slipped. Ariana Grande, I think, is another one of those very prominent stan cultures.
Yeah.
So then I think there's been times where like, you know, the Beehive has gotten people fired from their job or something like that where there's almost like there's a very thin line where it's like, is this like the negative aspect that stan culture can bring, you know, like the Barbs, you know, they can, you know, so like.
Well, there was a, sorry.
No, I was just kind of bringing it up.
Yeah, there was a woman.
I already know what you're going to bring up.
There was a woman in Toronto who's fairly well known.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's a journalist, if I'm not mistaken. And she wrote
She has great work. She does great work.
She wrote an article about Nicki. Maybe this was years ago. Definitely years
it was
ago.
around the like Queen era. Like
wrote an article about. I never read the article, to be honest. I knew the article wasn't like
it was essentially.
I think it was more critiquing.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
During that time, and the Barbs ate her. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. There's rumors. I don't know if she lost her job or if there was a confrontation between her and Nicki. I don't know what happened. All I know is that the Barbs ran Shorty out her bag.
And that's like crazy. Like I don't like that would never be me, but like I do remember the specific. I don't
call myself a Barb.
Correct, but I call myself a Barb, and I'm not running people out of their jobs. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's like funny to watch. Like I don't know. Like that sounds terrible.
Would you say that's more of like the Stan distinction that you would make? Because Stan's like a crazed fan. Remember the Stan music video? He's doing crazy stuff.
I would never care to look up someone's name from Twitter because they said something about Nicki Minaj. You're a bitch on Twitter. Right. It's Nicki Minaj. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that serious. Like I'm gonna scroll past the tweet. I do remember. I believe that.
The journalist.
Yes, I do remember that exact thing. I remember there was a little thing in it, and it said, "I wish Nicki Minaj would act, like kind of like almost like alluding to act your age and make music for your age." And it just like this. I feel like in the media, and it wasn't only her, which is why I kind of feel like it's weird. I feel like why the Barbs are just like the craziest is because Nicki Minaj is still one of the only artists, right, who have came up in her time, accomplished as much as she does, and still gets treated like she hasn't done nothing.
That's
so
very
I
true.
feel like
That's
a
very,
lot.
very
do you
true.
see what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
She's like one of the highest selling women ever. She's the second woman of all time, most Billboard hits. Still gets treated like she's some like new girl. Like, no, we're not doing that, right? So I feel like a lot of Barbs pick up on that and would just go a lot harder for her than most people would for like a regular fan, you know?
Yeah.
Or even Stan.
That's fair.
I can't like fight on the internet.
You know, speaking of that, there was like another narrative about Nicki in the last week or so where they had this Mount Rushmore picture